B12 Babe and Draculum. By the way, B12 Babe, I really like your name. Good name. I managed to make it in time. Woohoo! It was a performance. Let me put the signs. Okay, I'm here. Signs are put. Can you guys hear me okay? Let's see. This pole over here. Okay. What's your actual name? My name is Chip. Actually, my actual name is Ciprian, but people call me Chip. What's your actual name? B12 Babe. B12 Babe. The wild Chip appeared. Sound okay. Perfect. Love it. Hi, you want to have a conversation with me? Okay. Let's see. I'm at my usual spot. I'm Anna. Anna. Love it, Anna. Good name. Hey, Gumli. JT, DJ Era, Draculum, Neil Smith. A lot of cool people, huh? You want to have a conversation with me? Hey, David. Nice to see you here. Damn. The sun is right in my eyes as I go in that direction, so it's very difficult for me to look at the phone right now. But it's gonna set in like 30 minutes. Maybe I should put some sunglasses. Hi, you wanna try a social experiment? Let's see how long. I think I have maybe an hour and a half today. I don't have a lot of time. Well, theoretically I do have more time, but practically I gotta go back to finish something at work. Well, I finished it, but I need to test it and then release it. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, future boy. Future boy! Yeah, and then I want to make a cake for myself because, as I said, tomorrow is my is that day that I came out of my mother's womb. So, where we celebrate me coming into this world, I guess, or where I celebrate it. And I'm planning to make a chocolate cake for myself. Are you a reporter? What's your profession? No, I'm a software engineer. That's my profession. Right now I'm just doing the social experiment with people, having conversations with them. Not a reporter, no. Maybe I should be a reporter, huh? Maybe I should be reporting live from the museum plan. Wait, I'm gonna put my sunglasses. How is everyone doing, by the way? Tomorrow is Jay-Z's birthday. Okay. It's still annoying. The sun is still pretty annoying, but it's a little bit better. Hey Martin, nice to see you here. Future boy loves me. I love you too, future boy. It's what a couple of days. Hard to explain. You guys want to try a social experiment? Yeah, let's see how easy it's gonna be to have conversations with people. There's a lot of people on the... Yeah, you wanna have a conversation with me? There's a lot of people on the skating ring. Or maybe there's a lot of kids. I can't really tell because the sun is in my eyes still. But it's still, I can't complain about the weather, you know, at least there's sun. My sister is ISFJ. Okay. I don't know what that means. Hey Pixie, nice to see you here. You wanna try a social experiment? Yeah, so we've done the dance before. Huh? It seems like it's one of those times when one person needs to come and then everybody else will join again. It's always that way. You guys want to try a social experiment? I just ask you some questions. Hi.
¿En qué idioma?
Yeah, are you okay being live on YouTube,
no,
first
no,
of all?
no, I know.
You can be off camera if you want.
No.
No? Okay. They're not okay being live, what can we do? But you see, somebody stopped, so that's good. 5 minutes, huh? Took 5-6 minutes for somebody to stop. So I guess today will be a waiting game. But if not, at least we're spending some time. Hey, you guys want to try a social experiment? We're spending some time together, you know? Oh, look at this cutie. Hey, cutie. Oh, you're afraidy. Cutie afraidy. Keep going, you're amazing. Thank you. What does the sign say? My sign says I'm doing a social experiment. Come talk to me. It's so funny because I can barely see things in the phone, and then I guess you guys can see me really well because the sun is lighting me up really well. It's completely opposite on my side. What makes you smart? I don't know. You could say multiple things. But in this particular context, if you're talking about how I named the stream, what makes me smart is that I challenged my own preconceived opinions. And you want to try? I just ask you some questions. Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. You wanna come here so that you view? What's your name?
Thomas,
Thomas, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you, man.
Where are you from?
I'm from Liverpool. From
Liverpool.
England.
I can sort of hear your
Sort of,
accent. You're from Liverpool.
Yeah, man.
Okay, Thomas, I'm an animal rights activist. I try to fight for the rights of animals and speak up on their behalf. How do you feel about animals?
I love animals. I've had dogs and cats all my life. A few rabbits, few hamsters and that. I love them. Do you know what I mean?
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's cool. You've had a lot of pet companions, huh? Like you said, rabbits, cats, dogs,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a couple of
Hamsters,
Hamsters. Oh, love it. So, do you think would it be okay to treat animals like objects?
I wouldn't say treat them like objects is okay, because it's still a living thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the way they say a dog's a man's best friend. Every animal should be your best friend. Do you know what I mean?
If
Stuff
you
like
do
that.
something to an animal, do you think you should look after their interest or your own?
Well, I think you have to look after their interest, but I think if you want to have an animal, their interest also become your interest, like taking it on walks. That's just a part of owning like a dog,
Yeah.
per se. Or like, I don't know, like if you own a cow, if you own a farm or something, take it out so it eats the grass, watch after them, it becomes your interest.
But take for instance, if I want to take a dog, right? I like puppies. I don't really like grown-up dogs. I just
Yeah,
like puppies. It's very common amongst people to do that. So if this isn't the case, by the way, just hypothetically
Yeah.
speaking, if I like a puppy, I keep them for a year, and when they grow up to be a grown-ass dog, I kill them. And then, maybe I use their body as a punching bag because it's, I don't want to waste their body.
It's just not human.
Would
to
that
do
be would that be okay? Would that be moral to treat them that way?
No, it's not moral at all. I think someone that treats an animal like that should be killed themselves if they want to do that.
But I need to work out, right? Because I need to. It's for my health to work out. So I do work out when I punch them. When I use their
but you
body
can-
as a punching
You
bag.
can just go home or get a punching bag and punch that instead. Why would you spend the money on a dog? Average?
Because I get two things,
700?
right?
Yeah,
I
but
get the enjoyment
you might
of having
might
a
get
dog
two
as
things,
well
but
as-
it's still a living being. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can just go out, get a punching bag for like 30 quid or 30 euros or whatever, and punch that. You should never punch a living thing unless you're on the street and someone's arguing with you. That's the
Okay.
only time it's acceptable.
I appreciate that. Okay, now we're going to go into a different direction, and let's see if you still agree with the same thing. This is part of the social experiment. When it comes to cows, chickens, pigs, all these animals that we farm, that we essentially treat like objects when we farm them, do you think it's okay what we do to them?
I think it is disgusting. Obviously, I know myself. I'm not a vegan or anything. I still eat them.
Yeah.
But I still do say KFC when they cook chickens in a factory or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like chemically altered or something. I think that's wrong. It's disgusting. The way we.
Well, why is that wrong?
Because that's not the way an animal should be living, and that's not the way anything should be living. It's born.
And why
just
should
to
we
be in a
respect how
cage.
an animal should be living?
Because it's still a living thing. We can't, although we might be the greatest species in the world, it could be us. Do you know what I mean? That could have been us if there was someone greater than us. We could have been in cages, we could have been getting killed and chopped up for food. Do you know what I mean? It's wrong for an animal to be like that. It should be, if we're going to do that to animals, it should be a natural process where it's like,
Well, how does that
out
make it
hunting or
better?
something.
Like if it's a natural process, how does that make it better? Knowing that we don't need to do it, right? Knowing that we choose to do it. If we like as I said with the dog scenario, right? I don't need, as you very well pointed out, I don't need to be working out by punching the corpse of a dog. So I can always choose something else. Don't you think that it's the same? I don't need to be consuming their flesh. I could always be consuming something else. So therefore, me choosing to kill an animal or to exploit them is wrong, right?
yeah, but I think if you go back through the whole time and how the process of things have been, it has been prey and predator, and I think it should be like that. But
Why should it be like that if it doesn't need to be like that?
not that it should be like that, but that's just the natural way of life. Every prey has its predator, and we're obviously their predator. But because we're so evolved, we've come to a way where we're, putting them in factories, all this. Now, I don't agree with putting them in factories and all that, but when I think it comes to eating them and stuff like that, I think that's just.
But you don't need to do it, right? Because what justifies exploiting them and killing them if there is no need behind it? Regardless if you're going to consume them afterwards. Because if I told you in the case of a dog, instead of me punching them, I eat them afterwards, does that make what I do to them justified?
Well, I just think you don't need to in that sense. And I know what you're saying, where we don't need to kill these animals, and we could be eating.
Just like we don't need to do it to the dog, right?
We could be eating lettuce and stuff like that. But
No, you could be eating tofu, tempeh, seitan, all the foods that you like, pizza, sushi, burgers, all of them. You find them in vegan options nowadays. Like, it's not like you're missing out on any foods. It's just you change off a little bit so that you no longer pay for animals to be exploited and slaughtered. Because, while we don't see the process of it happening, if we were in their shoes, regardless of how our life has been, because I imagine your life is nice right now, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you would want anybody to just come in and say, hey, I gave you a good life, therefore now I'm just going to kill you. It's only fair. It's not, because you want to live, and somebody should respect your interest to live. They want to live also. You wanting to live is not part of your being human or being intelligent. It's part of
life.
part of who we are as sentient beings. Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, and to a certain point, I do agree, but I think you've hit me with a tricky one. But I still think I know we don't need to, but I think to take away what we've been doing for so many.
What if I told you that what we've done with the dog, with I'm sorry for interrupting there, what I'm doing with the dog, we've been doing it in my family for generations. I'm just part of a really small island somewhere where they've been doing this for generations. Does that make it right to me continue doing it?
Well, to me it wouldn't be right, but to you and your family, you've been doing that for so long. Who am I to say? Obviously,
You're the person who says if it's justice or not, because doing something for a long time does not make an action just. And maybe in some point, all the traditions, they start off at some point with some form of necessity or some reason behind them. But if we just follow through with them without thinking why the reason it is behind them, then we end up as a society where we just do ridiculous things that have nothing to do. I don't know if you know the story. There's a story of a person who's a family member it's a really short story. So they always for New Year's Eve, sorry, for Thanksgiving, because it was Thanksgiving now.
Yeah.
They always had like the people cook turkeys. It's messed up or whatever. So they always, in that tradition, in that family, they always cut off a part of the turkey. Like they cut off a part of it and they threw it away. And their mother did that, their grandmother did that, and everybody just went through with it and they did it. Nobody knew exactly why, but they just called it a tradition. We cut off a part of the turkey and we throw it away. And at some point, a child just sees it and is like, that's weird, and asks their mother why. Mother doesn't know. Asks their grandmother why. They don't know why, and they go to their great-grandmother, where they knew that for certain that they were doing it also. Why do you do that? I'm like, I don't know why your mother or your grandmother are doing it, but for me, my oven was just too small, so I had to cut apart and throw it away.
Yeah.
So you see what I mean? Like sometimes we create these traditions that make sense in the moment, but right now we're in a place where we don't need to exploit them. We can get all our nutrition in better ways, and not only that, the animals benefit from it, the earth benefits from it, we benefit from it, society benefits from it, everybody benefits by us choosing to no longer exploit them.
Can I also ask questions?
Please.
So what do you do? What do you when it comes to your meal and your diet and that?
Well, I just like, for example, today I just had some frozen veggies I put in a pan with some onion and some garlic and some tofu. That's it.
And how long have you been doing that for?
Like being vegan, 4 or 5 years.
Have
And I
you
was
found it?
vegetarian for 7 years before that.
Yeah.
There's no problem nowadays, honestly. Like, it's so easy. You live in the UK. Also, UK is one of the most vegan-friendly countries. You have so many options. But I only started eating this whole food plant-based diet like recently. I used to just like buy plant-based mock meats, put them in a pan, put them with some fries or something on the side, and it feels exactly the same. Like, the difference is so small.
So do you feel that everyone else should also come to that? And
Everybody who can should, yeah. I think it's a moral obligation that if you have the option to not exploit an animal, that you should not. Right? It's only normal. It's only fair. Like, if you're in a situation where you need to, it's a different case scenario. But if you don't need to, how can it ever be fair?
I fully understand that. I don't think it's fair, but I've tried foods like that, and I'm not gonna say they're nasty, because there's been a few times I've tried it and it has been nice, but I don't know, it's just like, if I'm going out and I'm wanting food or something, I'm most likely going to go somewhere and it's going to serve me cow meat or whatever. Do you know what I
They
mean?
have other options always. Nowadays, you can find options.
They do have other options always, but for me, the nicer version is always going to be the real meat. Do you know what I mean? That comes from an actual animal.
But shouldn't you consider the animal's perspective also? Like, I understand you really like the taste of their flesh, but the taste difference between the plant-based meat and their meat is small, and like, for you it's 10 minutes of a meal which you forget about, and for them it's their whole existence that they lose. I don't think that the small taste difference justifies this whole idea of let's just take everybody's existence. Like, if your flesh tasted really well, would you find it more justified if somebody took your life for it?
I wouldn't really want to be killed and eaten.
Nobody
to
wants
be fair,
that.
yeah.
From that perspective, nobody wants that, and we should consider their perspective also, right?
How would you go about it then? Turning the world into a bunch of vegans? How would you?
Trying to speak to people like this. It's very slow, but at this moment in time, it's all we can do, because most people agree with it, and we live in a supply and demand society.
Do you ever think we'll be at a point in time where everyone or most people do start transitioning over to that? Fully believe that.
I'm certain of it, and we'll not only that, but at some point we'll look back and say we were barbarians towards what we're doing to them, because we even look back now at the fur industry, and we're like, what the hell were we doing? Or like,
I believe that too. I believe, especially with the way my generation's been, I think the way we've been changing the world and going for people's rights and animals' rights, I think we probably will end up going to a route like that. But I think at the moment, I think we've got a few more decades ahead of us.
Because
Where
there's
it's
a
just
lot of
normal
people.
conversations like this.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people, but in reality, we don't have to wait until the society evolves. We ourselves can still be the individuals who choose fairness, who choose to be just towards them, because we just choose. Like, even if I lived in a world where everybody oppressed women, I would not do it myself. So even if I live in a world where everybody oppresses animals, I would not do it myself, because I just don't want to be that person at the end of the day.
I think that's right.
Let me give you a card before you go.
Okay.
there's a documentary here called Dominion. Do you think you can give that a watch?
I will do.
And until you watch it, do you think you can be plant-based until you watch it? Come on, just hold yourself accountable for the animals.
I
Do it
will.
for them,
I will.
okay?
I'll try to. I'll try my best.
I'll try your
my
best.
best.
I appreciate you. You also
It's
have my
nice speaking to
social
you, bro.
media there.
Yeah, I will. I'll
Cheers.
follow you, bro.
Have a good one. I like this guy. I know I don't know if he'll change or anything. But god damn it, he listened. Wow, that's such a big difference from most people. Huh? Most people, they don't listen. Hey everyone, thank you for being here. Remember to hit that like. Oh god damn it. We got a trumpet. Why do you always just quiz old people or stupid? This guy was young and he was far from stupid. What the hell are you talking? He was actually open-minded and listened to what we were saying. Do you think stupidity means that they disagree with your point of view? Because that's not what stupidity is. It's funny. At least he was listening. I think I really appreciate that. Honestly, this is the type of conversations that we should be having more. Like, we can't expect somebody to change right then and there, but having these type of conversations where people are open to it, where they understand the perspective. And you know what I did just now without even realizing it? When I asked them, go be plant-based until you watch that documentary, which is a good ask. Do it for the animals is such a good thing to complement it with. Do it for them, do it for the animals. Because it's why we are vegans anyway. It's why we are doing what we're doing. Is the music loud, everyone? Because for me it's pretty loud over here. In the way how he changed his views in 5 minutes with no evidence. What exactly evidence? Hi, you want to have a conversation with me? Just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit.
No, look, you asked me a question.
Yeah, are you okay being live on YouTube?
Of course I am.
Okay. You're famous back home? Where are you from? Do you want to come here so that
England.
England?
Yeah.
And you're famous?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Rob Mullen.
Rob Mullen. I'm Chip. Nice
Not
to meet
really
you, Rob.
famous, to be
Not
honest.
really famous? That's
Why?
okay. Maybe you'll be now. Who knows? So, Rob, I'm an animal rights activist.
Okay.
I speak for the animals. How do you feel about animals?
I love animals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I love animals.
Do you think we should treat animals like objects? Like, do you think we should objectify them?
No. Well, I was thinking about animals not so long back there, because like animals kill a lot of animals.
Yeah.
Well, we do, but animals kill, I think, probably more animals than we do.
No, that cannot happen now.
That can't happen. In what way?
Well, we kill about 1 trillion animals per year, so.
Yeah.
So there's no animal that kills as many animals as we do. But just out of curiosity, do you think we should respect what an animal wants? Do you think we should honor what an animal wants?
It depends on the animal, really.
Like, do you think it matters what they want?
I don't know, that's a bizarre question, but it's like, we don't know, do we? It's
Well,
like,
you can acknowledge that what you want matters to you, right?
yeah.
Should I consider what you want? Should what you want matter to me if it goes against something that I want to do, or if it's like, should I take into consideration what you want?
Yeah, well, what do you think? I think it's a tough one, not you. It's because, I mean, an animal instinct. They always say human and animals sometimes have an animal instinct.
Yeah.
But then again, there is, but then there's a cut-off point, isn't there? I think. Because, like, say, for instance, an animal will just kill an animal just to survive. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, do we kill an animal just to survive?
Well, we kill humans to survive also. We kill animals to survive also.
Yeah.
But the question is, when there's no survival on the table, when we have no absolutely requirement or necessity to do it, do you think it's okay for us to kill animals, to put them in the, like, to objectify them, to treat them like objects, maybe impregnate them so that we can get their milk, maybe make them make hundreds of eggs per year so that we can have that from them?
Like that
Do you think
kind
that's
of...
do you think that's moral, that we don't care what they want or what their interests are, but we say I want out of your body this, and when I can no longer get that out of your body, I'm going to kill you, regardless of what you want out
Yeah, I
of
know
your
what you're
life.
saying. I think it's, in a way, I think it's just kind of how we were being programmed to be brought up.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
with
true.
me, I like meat. I like to eat meat. Just because I like to eat meat.
But do you think that justifies the exploitation, abuse, and slaughter that animals go through for it?
Well, no, if you were to say, well, can we just wait until every animal dies peacefully and naturally? But but that it's all about money, and it's all about money, and in a way, isn't it? It's like I would like to I wouldn't want to slaughter animals, but then you start thinking it's like, well,
You just like the product, right?
Yeah.
You don't. It's not about the animals. It's that you just like the product that comes out of it. But nowadays we live in a time where we have products that resemble it, that are fairly similar, right? So
What, like?
So the question becomes.
What do you mean, like manufacture, like as in?
But the question becomes,
Yeah.
because does it taste the same? Exactly. The question becomes then, does the taste difference, because they don't taste the same, but does the taste difference justify removing the whole existence of a being who wants to live, who feels, who has emotions, who thinks, who dreams, who loves, all because you want to get 10 minutes of pleasure, a specific type of pleasure? Because you can get pleasure obviously from all these other products
Yeah.
also, but you want the specific type of pleasure. Is it really justified to say, I'm going to kill and cut off your throat?
It's all
and-
the artificial products that are actually put into this new stuff.
Well, actually, I think artificial. Well,
It
say,
means
say
artificial
a
means
prime
nothing.
example is when people eat like there's all this kind of vegan stuff where they have to kill a lot of animals to produce, like
Way less than to
animals
produce
basically
flesh,
like,
yeah.
There's a lot needs to be killed just to produce that as well on that side of things.
Yeah, well, it's not
So
perfect,
something's always
obviously.
yeah, it's not perfect, but
But it's better
But,
than the
uh,
other solution, right?
well,
Where
no,
we
no,
kill.
Well, it's not better.
Well, we
it's-
kill
it's-
way
it's-
more
it's
animals.
both the same.
No, it's not, because
Death is death.
No, so I'll explain
Yeah.
it to you. So first of all, death is death, but on one side we have exploitation and slaughter.
Yeah.
So whereas exploitation means we have an intent or a disregard for what this animal wants, and we slaughter them strictly because we don't care, we just want something out of them. And
Yeah.
on this other side, where we kill animals to protect our crops, for example, we do it because we want to protect our crops. We don't do it because we want to kill the animal. We don't really like imagine if somebody comes into your house,
No, I know-
you might end up killing them to defend your house.
I know what you say, but all in all, it's still the same.
Well, it's not.
Death is death.
There's another thing about it that makes it not the same. On the side of where we exploit and slaughter animals, we kill 4 to 5 times more animals, because the animals that we grow up to exploit and kill, we feed them a lot more crops in that process. We feed them a lot more, so we have to feed them a lot more plants, obviously. So if we ate the plants directly ourselves, we would have less killings and a better situation where we no longer exploit an animal. But let's imagine that even if that were not the case, in a world where people would be respecting animals' rights, farmers wouldn't just go around killing the animals when they enter their crops. They will try to deter them more than anything. But right now, when we see animals as objects, even farmers see them like objects, and they see them as, even vegetable farmers
Well,
see
they
them
see
like
them as money.
objects.
They see them as money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they feel entitled
Yeah.
to allow them to take their life. But that should not be the case, because we don't take a human life so easily.
Yeah.
But yet an animal life, we take it super easily. So I'm just saying, when you're on the other side of it, when
Yeah.
you're the animal, you still feel, you still have emotions, you still think.
Yeah.
You're just not as intelligent as a human.
Well,
But
yeah,
all the
exactly.
things that matter
Yeah.
to us in life as humans
Yeah.
are not our intelligence, they're our experiences, our feelings, our emotions. And if animals have all that, then surely we should at least give them the regards and consider them before trying to exploit them or kill them.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, in a perfect world scenario, say like if we could produce meat or whatever, what you weren't harming animals and it tasted nice, I'd be like that, fantastic.
Yeah, I don't care
You know
about
what I mean?
that. It's
I'd
not
be
about
like,
that.
yeah, it's like you're not killing animals,
But let me ask you this. Okay,
Yeah.
so I appreciate you saying that, because in a perfect world, you wouldn't want animals to be killed. Okay, but now what if dog meat tasted 5 times better than any other meat? Would you pay for dogs to be killed so that you ate their flesh?
People do eat dogs.
But would you
Different
do it?
countries.
That's the question.
Me personally, I wouldn't eat a dog.
I'll try asking the Chinese.
Even if it tasted 5 times better.
Yeah, the Chinese eat a lot
The
of dog.
problem we have is we haven't been brought up to eat dog.
I understand that, but like,
We've been brought
Yeah.
up to eat pork, lamb.
I understand this conditioning.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But I understand the conditioning, but what I'm trying to do is challenge this conditioning, right? Like I understand that you're part of it. Like most people are brought up to eat this, to have the same conditioning
Yeah.
and to see these animals as things we can just kill or take from them. But what I'm trying to say is that they are just as valuable, their life is just as valuable to them as a life of a dog is valuable to that dog, as your life is valuable to you. So when we do this injustice that we put them in a position where we bring them into existence only to kill them
Yeah.
or only to use them, it's kind of fucked up. It's just as fucked up as if we did it to a dog, as if we did it to a human. So if you have a problem with the idea of doing this to a dog, then the logical entailment is that you should have a problem with doing it to any other animal because they're fairly similar.
How would
The
an
only
animal
difference is how they look like.
But how would an animal change as well? Say, for instance, we put 700 men on the Antarctic with, say, like 6,000 polar bears. Now, they wouldn't think twice about eating us, would they? And would a polar bear say to another polar bear, you shouldn't be eating humans?
But we know better. That's
Is there
the
any
thing.
better? Yeah, but it's like, you know...
We know better though. Like I wouldn't blame a child.
Yeah, but that thoughtful instinct is like, yes, we will kill. I mean, an animal will kill us easily. But
But we do the same. What I'm saying is
Yeah.
that when we have options, people know. When we have options, and when we have other options, and when we know better, we can do better. We should do better. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't say to a child that when they come, if a child draws on my wall, I wouldn't yell at the child or be like, what the hell are you doing? The child just doesn't know that what they're doing is wrong. It's the same with an animal. They don't know that what they're doing is wrong. But when it comes to
No.
an adult, if an adult comes and draws on my wall, I'll be like, what the hell are you doing?
not an animal knows what they're doing.
They don't know that what they're doing, like they don't understand the perspective of the victim. You understand the perspective of the victim. You can put yourself in the shoes of the victim. Not all animals have that capability. And either way, animals do it out of necessity. We don't. Animals
Yeah.
don't kill because they want to. They kill it because they need to. We do it because we want to.
Exactly.
There's a difference.
Yeah. I could get well into this, but I have to go.
Let me give you a card, okay?
Yeah.
There's a documentary here called Dominion. Give that a
Yeah.
watch, okay?
Cheers for your time, man.
Cheers. Have a good one. Some kids passed by and they were like, Chip, Chip, Chip. I guess I had a conversation with them or something a while ago. Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. I see there's some new people joining in and I hope you're enjoying the conversation so far. We have a little bit of a jazz music in the background. It's actually kind of nice. I thought it would be a little bit annoying, but it's actually kind of nice. We had some conversations. I really am trying to change minds today. We're going to be a little bit nicer than other days. Unless the people are going to be nasty, then we're going to be nasty also. But let's hope that that's not the case, okay? Because we really want to change minds. We're here to change minds. We're here to change hearts. We're here for people to make different decisions. Because we're not here to sitting for myself. I'm here to sit for the animals. I touch so many lives, says Bo Animo. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I have moments when I wonder what the hell is it that I'm doing. Ito aquafaba, not animals. Baba. I like that. Aquafaba is a really nice, for most people who don't know what aquafaba is like when you boil the chickpeas, the water that remains is called aquafaba. And the interesting thing about it is that if you whip it, like if you put it in a mixer in it, and you whip it for long enough, it becomes like a marshmallow. It just hardens. It's very interesting. Somebody said, clickbait title, there's no such thing as a smart vegan. Oh, really? So, wait a minute, let's see. Can somebody please make one of the vegans there? Can we please get some famous smart vegans? Because there's been several throughout history. Outside of maybe somebody who you consider, but I would say recognizing, in fact, I would put it like this. If you're vegan, it doesn't make you smart. You can be smart or you can be stupid. But if you're not vegan and you're aware of the injustice that you're committing, then you might be stupid. That's pretty simple. Because if you're aware of the injustice that you're committing, then you have a logical inconsistency in your values. That's just something to happen. Because if you reject the idea that humans should be exploited, then you logically should reject the idea that animals should be exploited also. Says the guy with painted nails. Yeah, I like painted nails. What's the problem? Is it triggering you? Look at this. Look at my painted nails. Look at my painted nails. Look at them. Look, they're so cool. I'm very secure in my masculinity, bruh. I will paint my nails, wear lipstick. I don't give a shit. I don't have a problem with that. Somebody said gay. Thank you. When somebody says gay on this channel, we call it that means it's cool. So thank you for calling it gay. We are indeed very cool today. Thank you. I appreciate it. Or if you actually mean that my sexual orientation is gay, sadly, it is not. My son has painted nails. Yeah, it's cool. Why wouldn't they? Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Pixie, that's cool. That's what I love it. That's this whole, like, it's kind of fun. I did it at a party, so I have absolutely no nail polish or nail remover at home. My nails have grown, so now I have to buy nail remover and nail polish again. But I like it. Somebody says weak man. I doubt it, bro. I doubt it. Today I squatted, well, today wasn't the biggest squat, but, you know, it was a pretty good squat, 130 kg. It was a pretty good squat. And bench press, 120 kg. It's a pretty good bench press. That's what I did today. Tomorrow I will deadlift 180. So it's pretty good. No, tomorrow is 170, sorry. 170. I'm still trying to go back. I'm starting yet again at going back up to increase my numbers. Squats aren't masculine. Squats are not masculine. Now exercises are feminine or masculine? Wow. You must be really insecure to say that a physical exercise is masculine or feminine. Just do whatever exercises feel good for you, bruh. Just enjoy your life, for crying out loud. Stop worrying about all these labels so much. As long as you're not exploiting somebody, as long as you're not violating somebody's rights, enjoy your life. Stop worrying so much about what people think. And everybody, if you're vegan and you're in this chat, do not take it personally. We will have a lot of people in here coming in and saying nonsense. That's what they do. They like to come in here and say nonsense. You guys want to have a conversation with me? No? I was going to say, you guys want to have a subjective experience. What's your thoughts on honey? Well, exploiting bees is wrong. We know for a fact that bees are sentient, so why would we exploit bees? Let them make honey and let them have it. If I work hard for something, I don't think anybody has the right to take whatever I work hard for, simply because they have power over me. Real men have empathy, says Sensi. Hell yeah. George Bush, 43rd. Oh my God, what an idiot. Yeah, the person, like, being not vegan is indeed a pretty idiotic position to be in. Imagine thinking that it's okay to exploit and slaughter innocent sentient beings for optional products. Hi, how old are you?
21.
21? Okay, okay. Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Sorry?
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. You wanna come over here? Go next to this thing? Yeah. Nice. What's your name?
Olivia.
You wanna do it too?
Yeah, sure.
What's your name?
Anastasia.
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. Oop.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, Olivia and Anastasia. So I'm
Yeah.
an animal rights activist.
Oh,
I try to speak on behalf of animals. How do you feel about animals?
well, we actually love animals very much. Anastasia is
I'm a vegetarian myself.
Yeah.
Are you a vegetarian for the animals?
Sorry?
Why are you a vegetarian?
Well, first it was because of mostly diet, but later on I read about like the meat production process and stuff.
Yeah.
And I heard that it's pretty hurtful for them for sure. So yeah, I don't really support it, and I feel just better.
Yeah, I appreciate that. How do you feel about that?
Well, I support whatever, her decision is. So I'm definitely, a +1 on this.
Do you think it's okay to treat animals like objects?
No, why would I think so?
I'm asking. I'm just
Yeah.
I have to ask. It's part of the experiment.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so if it's not okay to treat animals like objects, do you think that when we pay for them to be farmed, that means to be put into slaughterhouses, that means to be impregnated so that they produce milk, that means to bring them into existence only so that they make eggs, and when they can no longer make eggs, we kill them, or we kill the beings who don't make eggs, like the males. Do you
Yeah.
think this is a form of objectification?
Well,
Well, in
for
some
sure,
way,
but the
for
system is built in such a way that it's very difficult to come up with, to break it down basically, to come up with a solution. So, I'm hoping someone will find a way.
You can be
but
vegan.
Yeah, for
That's a
sure.
solution.
If there will be more people like that, then that's for sure benefiting.
Can I ask
right?
why does that matter?
Why does what matter?
Being that other people are doing it also.
Well, because,
Well, it's more spread, than when more people do it, of course.
yeah,
So we
the
kind of
difference is bigger.
How do you know that everybody around you is not vegan?
I don't know that.
Assume,
don't
assume they
know.
are.
You don't know that. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
most
so
of
if
them
you-
can be vegan. Some of them can not be, of course. I mean, it's most likely they are all, of course, like non-vegan or vegetarian. It's like the possibility is bigger, but
But if you assume that everybody around you is vegan,
then
you can make the choice to be vegan then?
Yeah,
of course you can always make a
I
choice.
think
It doesn't
it's
matter.
way
So why
easier
not
for-
start on that assumption?
yeah, I think it's easier for other people to just hop on a trend rather than invent one. So that's for sure,
What are you talking
right.
about trends? I'm talking about respecting animals' rights.
Yeah, but for very often people do it as a trend, because it's mainstream.
Oh, you mean like a plant-based diet?
Yeah, for example,
Yeah.
because it's trendy. So
I
let's
see, I
just-
see it, but the people do a lot of stupid stuff. Like we shouldn't really care what people do, right? Like at the end of the day, what
Then
we
why
gotta
would I
ask ourselves.
assume that everyone is vegan and care about it?
Because if that's something that is holding you back from respecting animals' rights, then assume whatever you need to assume so that you can respect their rights.
Yeah, but we do respect their rights.
Yeah.
Do you think you respect the rights of a cow, for example, when they get forcefully impregnated so that they produce milk so that you can eat their cheese?
Well, that's the process of like getting a product, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's everywhere, basically. So
Does that make it right? Because you can choose
no,
to not
because
pay
not
for
all
this,
the
right?
processes are right or wrong. I mean, they are, you have money, this is not the risk, but the point of, the end of product of the process. To the goal, you have one goal, probably to make more money. So it's a business.
That's the goal. That's the goal of them, of the people who do this to animals, right?
Yeah, well,
Well, yeah, it's
obviously.
their business,
But they do it because we pay them to do it, right?
Yeah, that is right. But for example, what if?
So we can choose to not pay them.
Yeah.
Of course you can. Well, you can do it.
Okay,
Nobody,
so
like,
where are you getting with
stops
this?
you.
Because do you think you have responsibility for what happens to these animals because you pay for them to go through this process?
Yeah, for sure.
So if you have this responsibility, that means if you want to respect their rights, that you should stop paying for this, right?
Yeah.
Because it's your responsibility at the end of the day.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying. So do you
okay.
think that in order to respect animals' rights, you have to be vegan?
I think if you are referring strictly to the meat production and things like food production, then yes. Then that I have to agree.
Vegan is not about. So vegan is not about food. It's about a moral perspective of not exploiting animals.
but it's
It's
just
for food,
about
for
you.
clothing, for entertainment, for all reasons, right? Like take for instance leather. I'm not
I
sure if
think we
that's real
shouldn't
leather,
just
but
drop whatever's available. We should find maybe cleaner solutions. So
let's go through this. If it were leather, do you
Yeah.
think we need to wear the skin of another animal?
not necessarily.
Do you think it's then fair to kill an animal to wear their skin?
Well, it's not moral, of course,
Yeah.
but
So
it's a business.
it's a business. We know that, but it's not moral. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think that then it's moral to kill an animal to eat their flesh, knowing that we don't need to?
Yeah, that's why people are going vegan or vegetarian. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they are like against it or don't want to support it. Then they go like vegan or vegetarian. If they don't, they probably pay like to the like this slaughterhouses that treat them like better than just in a horrible conditions like those animals. Well, it's still the same, but maybe the animals have like better treatment.
It's not about the conditions, though. Just to be clear, if you were locked in a dungeon and somebody wants to cut your throat, I wouldn't be worried about how they're keeping you in that dungeon. I mean, sure, that's important, but what would be more important is that you should not be in a dungeon. That's the rights violation that you have, and somebody should not be just allowed to cut your throat simply because they
course,
can, right?
yeah.
And
Unfortunately, animals don't have voice.
they don't have a voice, sadly. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to be their voice. And when it comes to being, you said vegan or vegetarian, I just want to nip that in the bud. But being a vegetarian is not enough because dairy products or eggs, they exploit and slaughter animals just as
Yeah,
much
okay,
as meat
that
does.
we know. But wait, so where are you getting with this? Like, you just want to tell us we shouldn't eat that, right? Or-
That you should be vegan. I don't care what you eat. That you should just
Well,
respect
sometimes it
animals'
is
rights.
also the diet thing, you know, for people. Sometimes people don't like their body don't produce as much like the meat has this I don't know thing in them
Nutrients.
that nutrients that it's only
I'm
in
a
it.
certified nutritionist. We can get everything we need from a plant-based
Yeah,
diet.
but some
we have
people
empirical
cannot
evidence
afford it.
behind
That's also
Okay.
another thing.
No, it's actually
So-
cheaper. We have 4 studies coming that in Western
Oh, I
Europe,
don't know.
it is cheaper. But you know why? Because a lot of the times we imagine that plant-based meats, plant-based cheeses, and all of these are are more expensive. But you don't have to eat those. A whole food plant-based diet that consumes of pasta, rice, beans, lentils, chickpeas, tofu, tempeh, seitan, all of these are the cheapest things in the supermarket, and that will be way cheaper. And I can attest to that because I myself am poorer now, and I'm surviving better. So poorer,
of course,
higher
same,
inflation, and I'm
true,
surviving better.
Same.
And
But-
plant-based meats, if you live in wherever you live in Western Europe, most of the places,
Yes.
Netherlands, Germany,
Right.
and UK, for example, I know for a fact that even the plant-based meats are cheaper than their meat alternatives.
Yeah. Well, thank you for telling us.
So how many more animals should be exploited and slaughtered for you from now?
Oh, that I don't know, unfortunately.
Should it be more than
I feel
0?
like this conversation became a
Oh.
bit sort of like...
Okay.
It's about the animals, okay? And I'm going to hold you accountable if you pay for animals to be exploited and slaughtered.
Okay.
I understand you may not feel comfortable about it, but you are in a position of being the oppressor right now towards animals.
Okay, to be
Do you
honest...
think you should continue being an oppressor to animals, or do you think you should stop being an oppressor
I
to
think
animals?
that if we continue this conversation, we will not get anywhere.
I'm just asking, do you think you should be an oppressor to animals, or do you think you should stop being an
I
oppressor?
think we should go, because this conversation, it's like asking, is this black or is this white? So this is not...
So you acknowledge that you shouldn't be an oppressor.
Yeah.
But you acknowledge that you are now, right?
Yeah, what am I supposed to do?
I can help you with that. That's why
But
I'm here.
okay, I don't need help. Thank you so much, really. I wish
So
you all the best.
so you
with
know that you
the-
shouldn't be an oppressor. You know that you can choose to not be an oppressor.
Okay.
And I hope you make the choice to not be an oppressor. I can't force your policy in any other
Okay.
direction.
Thank you very much
I just
for
hope
your
you.
time.
Can I give you a card?
No, it's okay.
No?
We have
Thank
to
you,
go.
but
Have a
good
nice
luck
Stop
with the
oppressing animals.
experiment.
They all deserve to live, okay? Sometimes they get defensive. I don't know why they got so defensive all so fast. She feels like a victim. What a shame. Yeah. Sometimes they feel like victims like that, huh? I thought I spoke about them quite nicely, huh? I was honest, I was direct, and I was clear. I don't want to muddle up the message and stuff because I'm here to speak for animals, okay? I'm an animal lawyer right now, brother. I am an animal lawyer. I'm here to speak up on their behalf. They don't have a voice, I am their voice right now. I'm not here to make you feel good about your choice. I'm here to explain to you that what you're doing is wrong. And I'm going to try to do it nicely, but I'm going to be direct and honest and clear about it. Because you deserve that respectfully from me, and because the animals deserve that as a form of advocacy for them that I do. So many people get triggered also in the chat, I see. I don't know why you people get so triggered in the chat. I guess it's because you also find yourself in the position of being the oppressor. But that's okay, listen. If you're in the position of the oppressor, the good thing about it is that if you realize that you're the oppressor right now, you can decide to change. You don't have to be in the position of the oppressor. If you find Challenge 22, which there's a link in my description, in the description of this stream, they hook you up with a dietitian, they help you adopt a plant-based diet for free, within your budget, within your means. Imagine having access to a dietitian for free that can help you adopt an amazing diet, amazing plant-based diet, and you'd no longer have to oppress animals. You'd still be enjoying your meals, you'd still be enjoying your life, but you would no longer be oppressing animals. Why wouldn't you do that? Like, it's to me, like, obviously it would also be within your budget, it goes without saying. So why wouldn't you do that? Like, why would you be so vehemently against such a thing? It's almost antagonistic towards animals if you choose to do that, right? Don't do that. Don't be that person. Respect their rights, because you would want your rights also to be respected if roles were reversed. Just saying, come on, be smart about it. Because we don't want to look like you. That's fine. You don't have to look like me. Hey, you want to have a conversation with me?
Sorry?
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. You want to come here so that you enjoy? What's your name?
Andy, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Andy. I'm Chip. Where are you from, Andy?
England.
England. Oh, I've only had British people so far. Love it, love it. I'm Chip, Andy. I'm an animal rights activist.
Yeah?
How do you feel about animals?
I love animals.
You love animals?
Yeah.
Do you have a pet companion or something?
I got 2 cats.
You got 2 cats? What
Two
are the
cats.
names?
I've got Tilly, who is a little bit arrogant, and Luca, who's a big softie.
Tilly and Luca. And I love that you already mentioned their personalities because you've acknowledged that they're different individuals, right?
Yeah.
They're different. I like that. Do you think that Tilly and Luca, that they have an interest to live or to be free or to be happy?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And do you think we should care about their interests, or do you think we should only care about what we want out of them?
Well, they give a lot of love, which is important.
Which is important, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think we should care that, for example, in a situation where you back off your car, you're in your car and you back up your car, and Tilly or Luca are in the way, in the driveway.
Oh, that would make me very sad. I'd feel terrible if.
Should you stop and say, get out of the way, or should you just run them over because you gotta get to work and they're in your way?
I'd probably get up and give them a little push.
Yeah, because you still want to respect their interest to live,
Yeah.
even though they're in your way or it's a bit more inconvenient
Yeah.
for you, right?
Yeah.
Do you think we should apply this logic to all animals, or is simply the animals that we find in our companionship, like at home and such?
Well, the love of an animal is a big factor in this. You identify more with a pet, like a family member.
But if there was another animal, not a cat, but like let's say a neighbor's dog, not even a neighbor, a stray dog, so that nobody's emotionally attached to them. So if there's a stray dog when you back off your car, are you still, and assuming that nothing happens to your car, are you still gonna like just back away into them, or are you still gonna get out and
No,
tell
it
them?
would be a terrible thing to hurt it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think that when we farm animals, when we put them in this position that we bring them into existence to use them and kill them afterwards, do you think we're putting them in a way where we don't care what they want, or we just consider their interest only because we want their flesh out of them?
Well, that's a very different question altogether. There's the fact that we've been brought up into a culture where this is the norm. I'm not.
Does that make it right?
It doesn't make it right, but it is the way things are.
But I'm asking, should they be that way?
I don't know whether they should or shouldn't. It's a very complicated question.
If you were in the position of them, like and on the other side, and somebody would farm you and your family for your flesh, and you would just have maybe 1 or 2 days, or maybe who knows, whatever time you have to live, and they would just want to slaughter you, or maybe use you for your sperm, or maybe use your
Sperm?
Yeah, because we jerk off bulls so that we get sperm out of them, and then we inseminate cows so that we get them pregnant to get milk out of them. So let's imagine that we do all that to members of your family. Would you then still see it in this situation where it's always been happening, it's just got to continue, or would you see it as an urgency that it needs to stop?
Well, I'm not sure, because animals and humans think a different way. There was a philosopher, I can't remember which one, who said that even if you and a lion spoke the same language, you wouldn't understand a word each other said anyway. There's a very great difference due to society, due to just instinct, the way animals are, the way people are. It's a very difficult question.
But if you were in that position, I'm not saying if you were an animal, I'm asking if you were in that position. If you were in the position where there's an oppressor, there's somebody bigger than you who's constantly farming you and members of your family, constantly using you for your bodies, and when your bodies can no longer give them, they kill you. Would you want that to stop, or would you say, no, continue it, because they've always done it, it's fine, they should continue it?
Well, human beings do need to eat. That's
We don't need to eat animals or animal
we don't
products.
need to eat animals,
Or
but
animal products, yeah.
I do try to limit my meat consumption. You know,
Right.
I think that the industrialized production of animals for meat is an absolutely terrible thing.
Why?
Well, it's terrible morally and for the environment.
Why is it terrible morally?
Well, animals do have feelings. Was it Kurt Cobain who said that fish have feelings? Because there's this legend that they don't feel pain or something?
No, they have feelings.
Yeah, I would. It was stupid to say they don't.
Yeah. So I gotta ask you, because so if you think we should not, let's say, for lack of a better word, torture them in a factory farm setting, animals. If we should not put animals in factory farm settings because they have feelings.
Yeah.
Why should we farm them at all? Because they have feelings. Isn't the same reason we should not factory farm them? Shouldn't that be the same reason we should not farm them at all?
Unfortunately, the world won't change overnight.
So you agree that that should be the same reason, and I agree with you that the world doesn't change overnight.
Yeah.
But we as
There's-
individuals can make changes overnight, and we can say, I no longer want to do this to animals. I no longer want to be an oppressor of animals. I can choose
Yeah.
the other way, because if I were in their shoes, I would want the other person to stop. And if everybody thought this way, it would stop. But alas, we're at this point where everybody just says, well, the world is this way.
Yeah.
You have no idea how many people use this as a justification that the
Oh,
world
I
is this
know.
way, or I grew up like this.
Yeah.
But
I
is
mean,
it really
you're
a good
brought
enough
up eating
justification?
meat, not knowing from the start where it comes from. The same with eggs.
That's why I don't blame anybody when I have conversations
Yeah.
with them, including yourself. I don't care what happened in the past. My interest is going forward, what you do. Do you
Yeah.
think going forward there's any way that you can act morally and still consume animal products?
I think reduction is necessary before being able to completely change.
Would you accept that as a justification if you are in the position of a victim? That, no, let them reduce? Or would you say, no, they have to stop, not reduce it? They're still, violating rights here.
Well, you did say that the world won't change overnight.
No, but-
Neither can a man.
Well, yes, you can change overnight. For you, it's just you go into a supermarket and you pick a product. You can pick a different product. You go into a restaurant and instead of saying I want this product, I want this product. For you, it's just almost like snapping a finger. It's as easy as that. You just make different choices. For them, it's when you make a choice to exploit an animal, you demand that an animal gets put into a slaughterhouse, so that somebody else, or maybe
to
including
fulfill
you,
the requirement.
yeah, exactly. Do you think that's really something you should continue doing?
Well, a big change is a big change. You can't sweep it away and say it's an easy thing to do. It's an instant thing to do. I think society. It's difficult, don't you? You know
But
it's
I know that-
difficult.
First of all, no, you come from the UK, it's not difficult. And a lot of the times when we bring society into this discussion, we do it because we want to evade the responsibility we have as individuals. But our responsibility is still there, regardless of what society does. Like, take for instance, if the whole society were to be oppressing women, would you do it?
Well, there's society again, because in some cultures people are brought up and that's the norm. That's the normal thing.
But
It
they should also
happens.
stop. All of them. I don't care about culture. I don't care about what you grew up doing. If there's somebody being oppressed, human, animal, doesn't matter. They should stop. There's no justification for oppression. None.
But again, that's something that's never going to stop. There's always going to be people who are oppressed, whether it's slavery or whether it's the rich-poor divide.
But that should never be a justification for us to do it ourselves.
No,
the
no.
fact that it's always happening, that should be an empowerment for us to fight against it. It's always going to happen. We should fight against it. We should need to stop. And FYI, I don't think it's always going to happen. There's a beautiful example of death by automobiles. People who died in car crashes, or pedestrians who were killed in car crashes. We thought in a city it's impossible to have a city where pedestrians are not killed by car crashes. But I think Stockholm or one of those countries, or maybe Denmark, I don't know, somewhere in one of the capitals of these. I mentioned two cities in the country, but you know what I mean. Like one of
Yeah.
these Nordic capitals.
Yeah.
They accomplished that, and there's been a year where there has been no deaths.
Really?
by pedestrian
No
deaths.
recorded deaths.
No recorded pedestrian deaths. Yeah. So that's still a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, we can obviously,
I'm sure that didn't happen overnight, though.
it did not, but it did happen that every single car person respected the rules overnight. They had to respect the rules, because otherwise, we get into this other situation. So it's or at least strive to respect the rules, right? Because if they accidentally break a rule, it's a different thing. But if they intentionally break a rule, then it ends up in the same position. So if you accidentally buy an animal product, we might judge you. We lived in a fucked up world where sadly they're put in front of us.
Jelly beans.
jelly beans, for example, right? But if you intentionally or are being intentionally ignorant toward the issue or intentionally neglecting that it might support oppression, then I would say then you're doing something wrong. So, because our choices are ours to make, and right, like I don't know, like if let me ask you this: if instead of animals, it were, let's go with women as I went from now. Like if instead of animals there were women, and the products that you buy oppress women, and you would have the option to not buy those products that oppress women, would you still see it as a, I'm going to change gradually, I'm only going to pay for some oppression of women, or would you stop instantly?
I can't say what I could do in a hypothetical situation.
Why not?
It's very easy to say I wouldn't.
What would you think of yourself as doing? That's my question. I understand that what you do and who you see yourself as doing is different, right? Hence why a lot of people see themselves as animal lovers and yet still pay for animals to be exploited and slaughtered. But the question is, what would you want to be doing in that situation? Would you want to be stopping overnight, or would you want to be saying the same as you do now? I'll take it gradually.
Well, in this hypothetical, is it something that I've grown up as the norm?
Yeah,
I honestly don't have an answer for that.
you don't have an answer for that. It's difficult for me then to say. Let me give you a card. I want to respect your time also. There's a documentary here called Dominion. Do you think you can give that a watch?
Called for what, sorry?
Dominion.
The Minion?
Yeah, it appears if you scan this QR code. Mm-hmm. Can you give that a watch?
Yeah, I'll give it a watch.
And do you think until you watch that you can choose to not oppress any animals, not consume any animal products until you watch that? You can do it for the animals, come on. Not for me, not for you, for them. Do you think you can do it for the animals?
I'll do my best to make the short-term change until I've watched that.
And then you make the change that you need to make, okay?
No worries.
And see you. I appreciate you.
Okay.
You also have my YouTube channel over there if you want to
Yeah.
watch the conversation back,
You
okay?
remind me a lot of Casey Neistat.
I do? Casey
Yeah.
Neistat? Is that the big YouTuber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched him in a while, but
Thank you. That's a big compliment. I appreciate it.
yeah.
Yeah. Cheers. Have a good one, man.
You too, mate. Take care.
Cheers. Casey Neistat. I guess I do have that vibe, huh? I mean, with the nails, with the cool, kind of, yeah. He wants a kiss. He was with his girlfriend over here. What are you talking about, bro? I guess you guys don't see that. Yeah. He just had his girlfriend over here. He was nice. He was a nice guy. Yeah. Yeah. I think he understood a lot of it, right? He definitely did understand that. Somebody said they have the best recipe for a beef lasagna. You know what you can do? Is with that recipe, you can replace the beef with crumbled tofu that you mix with soy. And bada bing, bada boom, you no longer exploit an animal and you get a taste difference that you may not even notice. Simple. Like this. Like this. Like this. Somebody said I'm more powerful with rare steak. Nah, bruh. You're just an oppressor if you buy the flesh of a sentient being because you get pleasure out of it. That's just it. You're just an oppressor. And to be an oppressor, I don't think that's a powerful move to be in. I think that's a cowardly move to be in. I think being an oppressor is the cowardly move. Because with great power comes great responsibility, not great abuse. So if you have power and you abuse it, then you're a coward. If you have power and you are responsible with it, then you're not. Then you're powerful. They had studies where plants have feelings. No, they don't. Plants cannot have feelings. Feelings are generated in the brain. Plants don't have a brain. Full stop. There's no need to go further into that. But if you don't believe me, we have evidence in my posts. If you look at my post section, you can see that I dropped at some point all the studies, including for plants have feelings. You can read the PMID there, and you don't have to trust me on that. And you can consider that your journey. You can ask ChatGPT, you can ask Google, whatever you want to get your information from. Plants don't have feelings, and not just that they don't. Well, they cannot have feelings, or at least not in the way that we understand feelings, that's for sure, right? Because they don't have a perception of feelings. So even if they did have some form of chemical, because they don't have a neurochemical, they have a chemical reaction that gets stimulated when they're malnourished. That does not mean that that's a feeling, just to be clear. That does not mean that they perceive that feeling also. It's just a chemical reaction. It's the same as saying when a computer that's cooled by water, you know, when more water comes through, that's a feeling because the computer needed more cooling and thus they needed more water to come through. It's not a feeling, bro. Hey, John Kautek, nice to see you here. You guys want to have a conversation? Oh yeah, so James Piccone says there are studies. James Piccone, just drop the study here. Drop the study name, drop the PMID. I'm not going to do the research for you. If you're going to make a claim, the burden of proof lies on you. It's not on me to prove your claim. I've already done the research. I'm speaking after doing several research. I'm speaking after, like, it's so funny, you guys claim, like, you probably just saw with the back of an eye, you read a headline or some nonsense about plants screaming something, and you come in here into a stream where I have conversations like this with people every day, where essentially I'm an authority in the matter, and you don't want to trust the authority, and that's perfectly fine. Don't trust me, don't trust the authority. But don't come in here with the confidence of saying, yeah, they do have feelings, Google it. How about you just drop the evidence? How about you just drop the evidence? That's it. How about that? Is that really that difficult? I think we can do that. I think you can drop the evidence. I think we can be big boys. We can be big boys today, huh? We can be big boys, and when we claim something, we can drop evidence for that claim, okay? When we are, okay, James Piccone, do you think you can be a big boy today, James? James, do you think you can be a big boy today? Huh? James, I just said you can drop the PMID or the name of the study. Come on, let's be big boys and stop oppressing animals. Let's be big boys. Can we be big boys today? Do you think we can? And also, FYI, let's imagine that plants have emotions, have feelings. You know you kill more plants when you consume animal products, right? Like, the animals are fed considerably more plants in the process. It's kind of funny that you don't know that. Like, literally, the argument that most people bring against being vegan, which is called the food chain, is the main reason that proves that you kill more plants in the process. It's pretty simple. James says, we struck a nerve. Not for me. We can be big boys, James, okay? Slavery chain, well put. I see so many people in the chat just wanting to struck a nerve on me. Nah, bruh. Trust me. maybe you. I mean, I have nerves that can be struck, but that's not one of them for sure. Why would I care that you say, "Oh, I'll tell you. I'm gonna tell you." Oh no, how dare you tell me? No, I don't care, man. Just bring evidence to the table. I'm not married to the idea. I don't care about a certain ideology or a certain idea. I follow the evidence and the science. The evidence and the science is clear. Animals are sentient beings. Whether you like to admit that or not, they are. When we exploit and slaughter them, we exploit and slaughter sentient beings. Beings who feel, who have emotions, who think. If you don't want to exploit and slaughter sentient beings, you should not pay for animals to be exploited and slaughtered. Simple as that. He said BBC says plants have feelings. Don't care who says it. We need the data. We're not appealing to authority just now. I just mentioned that we should not appeal to authority. Did I not just say that? We need the data, not appealing to authority. Even studies, they may be flawed, you know? Studies don't, something being into a paper does not make it automatically true. It matters how it's been written, how it's been done, like the methodology, the size of the study. Like a lot of stuff matters. Everything else, claim that just because it's like, I've seen studies done on 10 people. I'm like, what the fuck? That's not even a study. That's just like somebody doing an experiment. So no, I would not take those into consideration. But you know, just look for the pyramid of evidence. That's a scientific basis. And if you bring evidence that disproves that's higher on the pyramid of evidence than what we currently have and disproves what we're saying, I have no reason to trust. I'm not going to be trusting, no, I'm going to trust this other thing because it suits my narrative. No. You guys want to try? Just asking you some questions, get you to think a little bit. Are you being live on YouTube? You want to come here to the chain view? What's your name?
My name is Toby.
Toby, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. Where are you from,
Nice
Toby?
to meet you. I'm from the UK.
I should have guessed. Every single person I spoke to today was from the UK. So, Toby, I'm an animal rights activist.
Okay.
I fight for the rights. I try to speak up on their behalf. How do you feel about animals?
Animals are cool, yeah.
They're cool, right?
Yeah.
Do you think we should treat animals like objects? Do you think we should objectify them?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Do you think we should
Let them
care?
vibe.
Do you think we should care what they want out of their life?
I don't really know what animals want personally.
No, you don't. But if we know what they don't want, do you think we should care what they don't want and not do what they don't want? Take, for instance, an animal doesn't want to be killed.
Uh-huh.
If we don't need to kill an animal, do you think we should kill an animal? Because we know that they don't want to be killed.
I think it's about a difference of perspective, innit? Like, obviously, certain people, I don't know, certain people understand that animals don't want to be killed, which is fair play, you know, don't kill the animals if you don't want to. But there's some people like want a steak, and then, you know, don't want to kill an animal for a steak. I think it's just like
What's your name again?
Toby.
Yeah, I mean, I want to eat some Toby flesh right now. It's only justified. If I want to eat some Toby flesh, I gotta cut some Toby throat. That's justified.
I guess not.
So if when we put ourselves in the position of the victim, we can't find it justified that if somebody wants to do something to us, that they should just do it, right?
I guess from the perspective, in that perspective, you're looking at it from the eyes of, I would say, from person to person, like the eyes of a murderer in that case.
What is murder
but
to you?
I think it's a bit of a philosophical question, because it's like, just because animals can't speak for themselves, does that therefore mean we don't understand what they want? Because from the way I see it, it's like, when you ask that question originally, it's like, all right, cool, you don't know what animals want, but that's because they can't say what they want, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I've never thought about personally.
Yeah.
It definitely raises some interesting questions. Just because I can't speak to them, do I now try to predict what they want?
But let me ask you this.
Mind and whatnot?
When we find a human being who cannot speak,
You can't communicate.
who can't communicate, who is maybe intellectually challenged, so they also can't draw or write or anything like that. What do we do? Do we do what we want out of them? Do we maybe enslave them because it would be good for us that
No.
they do something? Or do we look after their interests?
Look after their interests.
So why shouldn't we tackle the same things with animals then?
I think people exploit the fact that animals may not have as many rights as humans do.
Yeah.
Because obviously that person is protected by human rights and
Yeah.
whatnot. Animals don't have the same rights in certain instances. I don't know, man. I'm very neutral on the topic.
But should you be neutral? Like, if you were in the position of the victim, would you want somebody to be neutral on this? And you're not neutral if you consume animal products. You're actually the oppressor if you consume animal products,
Yeah,
right?
man. I guess I'm an oppressor. I'm sorry.
But is that okay to be an oppressor in this situation?
I just don't think about it personally. I know.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here, right? I want to have a
Yeah, I
conversation
hear
to
it.
try to get you to think a
Yeah,
little bit.
I think for me, obviously, like, I know myself.
For you, it's okay.
Yeah, for me, like, I know myself, and I'm in a kind of ignorance is bliss kind of position, and it may not be the best kind of position to be in, but like, shit, man, I like steak.
But you can no longer be ignorant to it. You've already you're no longer ignorant. You know that the cow doesn't want to die for your steak.
I don't know that. I can't speak to the cow.
Well, you know that the cow is sentient. You don't know that, right?
can't have a conversation with a cow.
No,
man.
but you know that they're sentient. We have science behind that.
Oh, yeah, like they're aware of their existence and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah. So a property of sentience is that they have an interest to live. So it's not you wanting to live is because you're sentient. It's not because you're human or intelligent.
Yeah.
It's because you're sentient. It's a property of sentience. If they're sentient, then we know for a fact that they want to live because it's a property of sentience.
Oh, touche.
You see, so we know that they want to live. So
Yeah.
now you know that they want to live. You know that you don't need to kill them because you can. I hope you know you can be healthy on the plant-based diet.
No, you know, if I've actually had this conversation with people, and I know you can be healthy on a plant-based diet and stuff.
There you go.
It just don't taste as nice. To me.
But let me ask
I've
you this
tried
then, because we have plant-based products that have some form of a taste that resemble meat, right? And there is a difference, obviously, between them. Do you think that this difference in taste justifies removing the whole existence, a whole life of a sentient being?
You know what I would say is I know they're developing like meat that tastes like science-based meat where like it's
Like lab-grown?
Yeah,
Yeah.
lab-grown meat. If someone put a steak in front of me and didn't tell me if it was lab-grown or like animal, and I ate it and it just take like a good steak, I would happily just have the science-grown stuff. For me, it's if I can taste the difference, then I don't want the difference.
What if dog flesh tasted 5 times better? Would you pay for dogs to be exploited and slaughtered?
I'm never gonna find out.
You know, but if you knew for a fact, would you pay for dogs to be exploited and
Bro,
slaughtered?
I'm never gonna find out.
What do you mean? The hypothetical in the scenario is that you know that their flesh tastes better. You have the option to buy dog flesh.
I understand the hypothetical, but the reality is I'm never gonna find out.
What do you mean? Because in this, in this hypothetical, you can choose a plant-based dish, cow's flesh, or a dog's flesh, and you know that dog's flesh would just blow your mind how tasty it is. You get an orgasm of how tasty it is.
Again, I'm just not gonna have the dog flesh.
So you're not gonna have it. No. So then, if it's not justified in the situation of a dog, why would it be justified in the situation of a cow?
I think it's like animals the same as humans. Not every human is born equal. Not every animal is born equal.
Well, every human is born equal intrinsically. That means you value your life. Your life is everything to you. To me, my life is everything to me. Yeah, intrinsically. It's not like when we think about the value that we place on others, to you, I'm a stranger. I'm very low on your sign of value. Your family, your friends are over here are much higher in your value system.
So to the individual.
Yeah, to you, I'm very low on your value system. They are higher than me, right? But intrinsically, we're all equal in the same value because to each one of us, our values, our life means everything to us. So you can't just cut a line and say because you mean less than everything, than anybody I care about, I get to kill you. But you just acknowledge that I value my life.
I wouldn't go as far
it's
as
wrong.
to say, oh, because you mean less, I get to kill you. But for example, let's say...
But that's the
let's
value
say-
animals have.
Let's say in a situation where, I don't know, someone's going to punch you or punch the people I know.
Yeah.
And I have to choose who they're going to punch. I'm going to choose you. Because I don't know
Makes
you.
sense. And
You
in a
know what I mean?
situation, and in a situation where you might need to kill a cow or a human, you might choose to kill a cow.
Yeah.
But the question is between killing nobody or killing them, right?
Yeah, but I'm not going as far as death. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying inherently, if the person's going to just punch you, I'm going to choose you as the people I know.
And even if it weren't a situation of death, I'm sorry for interrupting you there, I would still see it as, hey, whatever, he value his family. I obviously would be like, what the fuck? But, you know, I would get it. It's your family. I would choose my family over you also. But this isn't a choice between a human and an animal or your family and an animal. It's an animal or not killing an animal. So it's your choices between just eating a plant-based product, which tastes a little bit different, 10 minutes of different taste pleasure versus a whole existence of their life. So how can we leverage and say, my 10 minutes of taste pleasure is worth more than your whole existence?
Touche.
Right? Like it's kind of insane if you think about it, because you wouldn't want anybody to put your existence in that matter, to put your existence as in, hey, I get 10 minutes of pleasure, therefore it's okay for me to kill you.
Fair play.
Fair play?
Yeah.
What do you think you can do about it?
There probably is a few things I could do about it. I'm be real with you, there's not much I'm going to do about it, but it's definitely a lot of food for thought. And like I said, if obviously you made your counterpoint and whatnot, but like I said, if someone were to put like a lab-based meal in front of me, compare it to like someone like the flesh of a cow or something, and it tastes exactly the same, I have no problem switching to complete lab-based if the taste is identical. That's just my personal
Yeah, but
opinion.
until that happens, you know,
Hey,
hundreds
man.
and thousands of animals are going to be killed and exploited for you, and you wouldn't want to be in that position. And when we say thousands, we almost see them as numbers.
Yeah.
But the reality is, each of them has a desire to live. Each of them has feelings, and each of them experiences life like you do.
Yeah.
They all experience life, and for us
Fair.
to just take that away from them, I think is unfair.
Fair
But I
enough.
can't make you do anything. But what I will do is give you a card.
Yeah.
You have a documentary here called Dominion. Do you think you can give that a watch?
Okay. Yeah, I'll hold on to this. Thank you for the conversation.
Until you watch Dominion, do you think you can choose to not exploit any animals?
I'm not gonna make
Do
no
it
promises.
for them. Come on, not for me, for them.
I ain't gonna make no
Not
promises.
for you, not for me. It's for them.
We shall see.
I appreciate you trying. Okay.
No problem.
Have a good one. Cheers.
What's the name of your channel?
You have it on the card. It's that chip guy. Cheers, guys. See, there you go. Somebody just mentioned the top of the food chain. You see? Didn't I just tell you? Right before this guy was coming over here, we were talking about the food chain and just explaining how the food chain literally proves that you kill more plants in the process. Thank you for that. Thank you for mentioning the food chain. Hey, Anna. Good job holding him accountable. I mean, he was a decent lad. He never thought about it. He said he never thought about it, you know? And I try to use things that other people have told me that they made them vegan, and, you know, and this whole idea of 10 minutes versus an existence is a very powerful one. Somebody told me that that's what made them vegan, and I thought, well, that's a really powerful one. Personally, I mean, it is powerful, but I heard it after being vegan, so I don't know. Somebody said, so he's dumb and black. Oh, brother. He was listening, he was engaging, he was having a conversation, and he dared to challenge his own views. For you to call him dumb for challenging his own views while you sit around saying,
No, I don't want my views to change. No, I'm gonna change my views never, okay? You cannot tell me anything to change my views.
that's a sign of not intelligence, brother. That's a sign of stupidity, not somebody actually having conversations and trying to listen and trying, hey, you want to have a conversation with me? And trying to make a point. Let's see if the next person would also be British, because we've only been having British people so far. I can give you a card if you want, but do you want to have a conversation with me first?
No, it's alright.
That's okay? I'll give you a card, then let me give you a card. You have it over here. It's called That Chip Guy.
Okay, all the best.
Yeah, thank you. That guy was genuine. Yeah, actually, he was. I think everybody who I spoke to today was pretty genuine. They're kind of nice people. Plant protein isn't as bioavailable as animal protein, says James Piccone. James Piccone, did we not say, James, that we're gonna be big boys today, James? Did we, James, not say we're going to be big boys? Are you a big boy today, James? Are you going to be a big boy? Or are you still gonna be coming up with excuses to continue doing what your mommy taught you as a young lad, huh? Are you, James, just gonna continue doing what your mommy taught you? Or are you gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna question what my mommy taught me, and I'm gonna be a big boy today? What are you gonna do, James? Hi. Let's see, I'm going for one more conversation. What's your day job? I'm a software engineer. LTN says no, James is a crybaby. Yeah, I thought so. James says I'm just here trolling you. Well, James, brother, if you didn't say that, you could have stayed in the chat. But we have a rule here, it says no trolling. Ugh. And you see, David picked up on that. Brother. James, I wish you wore your big boy pants today. And I wish you didn't do what your mommy said you should do. You're extremely fascinating, says Mo. Thank you. By the way, Renee, I forgot to thank you yesterday for all the donations yesterday, Renee. I appreciate you always send super chats, Renee. Thank you. To the food chain people, then go and let the wolf eat you, please. Don't resist or call help. It's the food chain. It's also a very good point, right? Imagine, yeah, if you were in the position of the victim, would you just accept it as, it's the food chain. It's the food chain. I'll just do it. Wait, no. If you were in the position of the victim and you couldn't fight back, are you telling me you wouldn't wish that the oppressor would stop? Even if it were some form of a natural chain of events? Come on. How cold is it there? It's not that cold. It's like 7 degrees, 7, 8. It's not that cold. 8 degrees, yeah, see? Pia mentioned it. Thank you, Pia. Your rights end where my rights begin. You want to have a conversation with me? Did we finally time out James Pico? I mean, he doxed himself as being a troll. So yeah, if you're a troll, you're gonna get timed out. One of the rules is to not be a troll. Here we come to fight for the animal rights, to have conversations, to engage in positive discourse, where we actually try to make the world a little bit better. Do we engage sometimes in different types of discourse other than animals? Yeah, we do. But we mostly want to talk about animal rights. And, you know, veganism, and, I'm sorry, morals in general. Maybe he'll wake up a little, David. WMCC says cows get separated from their babies, all for human consumption. It's repulsive. Yeah, you're right, it is. Good news to balance out crazy meat flakes BS. Poland banned farming animals' fur yesterday. I saw that, B12 babe. Hell yeah. Jesus Christ. But you know what? The funny thing is, B12 babe, fur farming has been banned in the Netherlands, and yet they still say... I'm gonna call you Anna, I'm sorry. So Anna, fur farming has been banned in the Netherlands, but they still import it, they still sell it. And here we are sitting in front of a store asking them, they have 1 or 2 jackets, where they, in order to produce those 1 or 2 jackets, it costs them 20 to 40 animals, where they get anally electrocuted, anally or vaginally electrocuted, and it's such a fucked up thing. And here we are asking them, hey, stop doing that, please. You can make money from any other situation. Just stop doing that. Wow, imagine that. Somebody said they're against killing plants. Perfect, then you should be vegan. Because if you're vegan, you kill less plants, right? You have unfortunately, existence in itself will mean you might have to kill some plants to survive. Hey, you want to have a conversation with me? But you're going to kill the least amount of plants. You guys want to have a conversation? If you're vegan. Is twerking vegan? Fuck yeah, it is. Why not? Twerking is when you shake your ass? Yeah. Consensually, of course. We all gonna do what we want to do at the end of the day. Yeah, but that's what I'm here. Huh? I'm trying to explain to you that maybe you should not demand the exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of sentient beings. Because you're a sentient being, and if you're on the receiving end of that demand, you would not like it. Anna says, that's so disappointing. Using fur is so cringe. Unless it's an animal wearing its own fur. Yeah. No, it's cringe. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's just... Yeah. It's hard to explain just how ridiculous it is, but... You know... We'll continue the fight. We'll continue fighting. It will stop. It just goes to show, because the whole fur campaign started what? Remember when people were just throwing buckets of red paint on people who wore fur coats. That was in the 90s. So, and that was already like at the top. I don't know if you know the social change theory, where it says that when you do these type of radical actions, it's kind of like at the peak of the movement. The fact that when it comes to all these animal products, we're not even at the peak yet of the movement, just tells me that we're going to be a long way here to end this. The fact that we're still fighting for the use of fur just tells me that how long a movement takes. Like, imagine that it's been 26 years. Most people on this planet disagree with fur. Most people say it's kind of fucked up, we shouldn't be doing that. And yet, we're still fighting against it. My sister stopped wearing fur because of the pressure applied by radical activists, bullying them on the streets. Fuck yeah, Renee, that's awesome. Do you make anything from activism? I mean, I make some money, as you see people donate over here. Not enough to sustain me, for sure. Hey, you want to have a conversation?
I'm a curious person.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Oh, I'm no problem. But my English isn't that good, so I hope your audience wouldn't judge me.
That's fine. You want to come
by
here
my
so that you
English.
hear me?
Yes, of course. Is it gonna take a long time? Or?
No.
It
How much
depends
time
on
you
the
have?
conversation. Maximum 5 minutes.
Sure. What's your name?
Usama, nice to meet you.
Usama?
Yes.
I'm Chip. I'll speak fast, Usama.
Yeah.
So I'm an animal rights activist. I want to
Okay.
fight for the rights of animals. I want
Yeah.
to speak on their behalf.
Yeah.
Do you think animals should be treated like objects?
No, I don't.
No. Do you think that when we farm them, that means we bring them into existence to use their body and to kill them? Do you think we are objectifying them?
It depends on how you treat them, I think.
So if I bring into existence humans and I treat them nicely, but then I kill them because their body no longer gives what I want out of them, is that not me objectifying them?
I wouldn't say that animals and humans are equal.
I'd never said that they are. I'm asking you if in the context of humans I did exactly the same thing. Would that be objectifying them?
Yes, it would.
Yeah. So then why would, if we change the victim species and instead of humans they're a different animal, why would that all of a sudden mean it's not objectification? Because it's still the same thing. I don't care what they want. The only reason why it's objectifying when it comes to humans is because we know humans have wills, they have desires, and they don't want to be treated like an object. Animals have the same thing.
I can understand your perspective, but I think that the difference between us is that I think that everyone, every existence on Earth has his, how do I say it, has his purpose, I think. And I think for some animals that the
But
purpose...
it's defined by them.
By
them.
Who's
by the
them?
individual. Like, I can't say that if I have power over you, I can't give your life purpose that I want. Like, take for instance, if I have power over you, I can't say your purpose is to be my slave.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's you have to decide for your life what your purpose is.
Yeah, but-
so animals should decide for themselves what their purpose is. It's not their purpose is not what we tell them to be.
Yeah, I understand, but that's where the difference is between us, because I think that animals and humans are not like, we are not the same, we're not equal to...
Did I ever say that we are? I
No,
just
but-
said that we purpose, you can give life to your purpose, so can an animal give life, purpose to their life. It's as simple as that. Simply by doing what you want to do is you give purpose to your life. It doesn't have to be you verbalizing the purpose. It doesn't have to be you understanding the purpose. It just has to be the fact that you want to do something, and your wants ought to be respected because you're a sentient being. Of course, granted that they don't inflict on somebody else's rights being violated.
Yeah, yeah. I again understand your point of view.
Yeah, it's not mine really. It's their view. It's their point of view.
No,
It's the
but
point of view of
it's your
animals.
opinion,
Yeah,
right? So
Yeah.
that's
It's
what
not
I'm
my
saying.
opinion. It's just factually true. Everything I said so far. Like, animals want to live. It's simple. They don't
Yeah,
want to
but-
be killed. They don't want to be an object for us, for
And-
something we don't need, essentially.
Okay, let's say that you're right. Who, like the animals, they don't speak for themselves. That's firstly, and I also
That's why
think
I'm
that.
trying to speak for them. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but what gives you the right to speak for them again? But that's another conversation. Then we're going through the ideology.
Well, I can't speak for what their purpose is, as you said, and
Yeah.
that I would have no right in doing so. What I can tell you is that I know for a fact, on the count of them being sentient,
Yeah.
is that they have an interest to live. That's just a property of being sentient.
Okay.
An interest to live and to be free.
And-
And if you are sentient, you also have an interest to live and be free. If I don't need to restrict your freedom, if I don't need to kill you,
Yeah.
then me choosing to do this to you is wrong because you have an interest to live and be free, not because you're human, but because you have that interest.
I understand your point of view. For me personally, it is that I believe that everything in existence has its purpose, and the way I'm judging that or the way I'm believing that is going back through my religion. Like I follow my religion, and my religion tells me that there are certain things on earth.
What religion?
I'm Muslim, and there are certain things on earth, and everything has its rights, also animals, and also trees. Let me ask you the question back. How do you think of not animals but nature themselves, like trees and plants? They're also existence, right?
But they're not sentient. I've been saying sentient for a while now. That's sentient, not existent.
What is sentient?
Sentient means that they have a subjective experience of the world, like you are having, like you're having right now. You experience the world.
Yeah.
It means you have emotions towards that experience.
Yeah.
It means you have memories from those emotions.
But how?
And it means you make decisions based on what you want or what you don't want. You have personality also. Sentience has all of these.
But how do we know like the
plant
the
doesn't have a
sentience-
personality
Yeah, but how do we know the sentence of an animal if you can't speak to us, communicate to us?
because they have a
But maybe
prefrontal
there's-
cortex, and we know that sentience comes from the prefrontal cortex.
Mm.
And because they have a brain, we know the parts of the brain where sentience comes from. We don't know how it emerges, but we know it emerges is from brains. So if you have a brain, you have sentience. We have science
Yeah.
behind that. It's not an opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'm not like so
Yeah.
into that the brain and inside information, but I think the difference between us is that the part of the purpose.
No,
and
it's not, because even if you speak about teleology, I would say that you take your religion too literally. I don't think you take everything that your religion says literally.
Yeah.
Do you think that a woman should receive half the inheritance that a man does?
Sorry.
Do you think that a woman should receive half the inheritance that a man does?
What is inheritance? Sorry for my.
Yeah, sure. No
Yeah,
worries.
yeah.
Inheritance is when the parents die
Yeah.
and their fortune gets given to the children.
Yeah.
Do you think that the man, the boy, should receive double that the woman does?
I think that there is a wisdom behind it, and I also acknowledge that wisdom, because when I was younger, I didn't understand. The main thing I was thinking is, why isn't it like 50-50? But when I grew up, I did my research. The wisdom behind it is that if it's okay, if it is how it is, then a wife is married to a man, and her part is their man's side. And we
Yeah.
believe that if I have a wife, that all my belongings
But
are
what if
her
this woman
belongings.
is not married to anybody? What if she?
Then it's our it is her right, and it is our duty to take care of your sister, if your or your daughter. So
But what if she doesn't want that to be taken care of? Do you want to be taken care of?
why shouldn't she?
Do you want to be taken care of?
Yeah, of course. If it's
Not
out of
everybody.
love.
I don't want to be taken care of.
So if you had nothing, you wouldn't will someone like your dad maybe or
No,
brother.
I don't want anybody to be taken care of. I want to be on my own. I want independence. Independence means somebody doesn't take care of you. So if they want independence, that's the thing about it. You need to take this into context, because that rule, just as other rules, that's where I was going with this,
Yeah.
were brought into a context where those rules had a purpose. As you said, in those times, women didn't have the rights that they do today, where they can work on their own, where can they do everything they want on their own. Nowadays they can. Nowadays they're essentially the same as men. We just see them as women. Why should a woman be taking care of a man and not a man be taking care of a woman? It's the same thing.
I don't think it's like taking care of a man, or I don't see it like that. Maybe that's a misunderstanding. I think a marriage is taking care of each other, and
Exactly.
I don't see like a man is taking this part or a man is taking this part. I believe in marriage. I don't believe in everyone can do what you want, of course,
Yeah.
but I believe in like that
So
equal.
then you should believe in equality, right? Because if you believe in if you believe that the marriage is a thing where men and women give to each other the same, then you should believe in
Not
this
the same,
idea
not the
that
same. They fill up each other. So it's not like
Yeah, but
I
I
give
mean-
A, you also give A.
No,
I
no.
believe in we want A, B for each other. So
Yeah, but
you can
someti-
maybe give B and I give A.
but you can acknowledge that there are relationships where the woman brings in the money and the man doesn't.
There are indeed situations. like
Yeah,
that.
so in that situation, why would the woman be entitled to have the inheritance? They shouldn't, because they're clearly the person who's working, right? So in that situation, why should the brother take care of the woman when she's the one making the money? they shouldn't. So again, it's all contextual. In a context where this doesn't need to happen, we shouldn't apply this rule. And in a context where, like when it comes to animals, to bring it back to what we were discussing, all these rules about what we were doing to animals were in a context where we needed to do it. Nowadays, we don't need to do it. And in fact, one of the hadiths does say that to harm even a sparrow is wrong if there is no need behind it. So we have absolutely no need to cause any form of harm to these animals. We do it because we want to, because we've always done it, or because, you know, it's convenient for us. But that should not be a good enough justification to take the life of a sentient being, should it?
Yeah. Well, I think that I think that the main thing where we like don't agree with each other is that that I maybe don't see it like a bad thing to do, and
but you should, because
Yeah,
again, it goes like, let me ask you this: you believe your God is compassionate, right?
yeah, I don't. So compassionate, yeah, I think it's something positive. So
Yeah,
I'll say
compassionate
yes, right.
means benevolent, like with love, with
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Yes.
So do you think that a compassionate individual, somebody who feels love for their creation, would create animals so that you can inflict pain on them?
Yeah, but it is it's so hard.
So that you can take
I think
away their
my
life?
English is so hard to. I want to say so much more, but my English is like.
But why would God create them wanting to live if their purpose is to die?
The first answer to
Their
that
purpose
is
shouldn't be that they want to live.
It is like so annoying that my English is holding me back. First of all, I don't think that the first of all, I don't think that we are not going to understand God's how do you say that?
You don't have to
God's
understand God's
reasoning.
but the thing about it, this is like, again, when religious people bring and say, who knows what God wants? Okay, you don't have to know what God wants, but you have to. It's only logical that if you yourself choose to create a life, let's say you have the power, maybe with a computer or something, you create a world, and in that world you create beings who have emotions. If their purpose is to be killed, you're not going to give them the desire to live, because that would be cruel.
It is so hard to explain.
Imagine how cruel it is
Yeah.
that somebody gives you the desire to live only to be killed,
It is-
and at the same time the purpose to be killed. Like they're
I think-
contradictory. you
I
understand that, right?
understand your point, but I think that even on that side, there is a wisdom behind it. I don't know it. I can.
But at the end
explain
of
it
the
to you.
day, it's not a nice thing to do to them. You know that. If you're in their position, you wouldn't want somebody to kill you.
Yeah, but
and if you can choose to not kill you, wouldn't you think that the nice thing to do is to not kill them?
Yeah, but I don't think that we like our brain, how it works and how it functions. I don't think that is the same, and I believe and I hope so, because I'm an animal lover, and maybe it's very
You're
hard
not an
for you.
animal lover,
Yeah, okay,
brother.
sorry, because you're like another type of animal.
It's like a misogynist saying that they're a woman lover because they say, "Well, I love my mom and my
Okay,
sister."
let me
but you
explain it
disrespect all
otherwise.
other women.
Okay,
right?
let me
You say
explain
you
it
love some
otherwise.
animals, but you disrespect all the others.
Let me explain it
Yeah,
otherwise.
sure.
I have, yeah, it's so hard because you're like on this level and I'm on another level, of course. But let me say, let me find the right word.
Yeah, go for it.
I do care in a way. I want to say I do care, but you're gonna say no, you don't care. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it, of course. But it is-
you care how you were told to care. You don't care realistically because somebody told you to care about them being treated nicely, correct?
I don't know. I think maybe it's how
Why
I
do you
grew
care
up and
about-
how what I see.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm telling you right now is that we all grew up in that way. We
Yeah.
all grew up being told this because we lived in a situation where we had to do it. Our grandfathers had to kill animals to be healthy. We, however, live in a situation where we don't. So us growing up in the same situation and saying, well, we have to do it. We do it because we want to, or whatever justification we find for it, is wrong because we don't need to do it. In a situation where there's need, you can choose to do it. But when there's no need, you really can't. Because regardless of if they think like the same as us or not, just like you don't think the same as I do, it doesn't mean I get to kill you. It just means that I know enough about you that you want to live, and we know enough about them that they want to live. We don't need to know more. So that's all we need to know to not kill them. That they want to live, and we don't need to.
Yeah, I find it a very interesting and very good conversation. Can I ask you another question? In a
Sure.
perfect ideal world,
Yeah.
how is it in your eyes? How do you see it? The animals and the nature. How does it supposed to be?
Well, so if you care about nature, also, by the way, farming destroys the most nature. So FYI, it's like, I don't know if you are aware that somewhere between 80 and 90% of the animals today that are alive today are the animals we bring into existence only to kill. And it's growing. And the more of that grows, the less space we have to do that. So the more we infringe on the nature and on space, right? So we remove more animals. How do I see a perfect world? A world where we all get along and we respect everybody's rights, including the animals.
Yeah.
That's all.
And the animals, would they live like in the city with us, or
Not
how do you see
necessarily.
it?
Maybe some. I don't like dogs live with us now, right? Cats live with us.
How
now.
do you think about it? Because that's
Yeah, I
that's
see that.
something-
I don't have a problem with people. Like you see, for example, rabbits is an interesting one, right?
Yeah.
Some people keep rabbits as pets. Some people eat rabbits, right? Which is kind of messed up to eat them. If you think about the people if the people who have pets, they're like, what the hell are you doing eating the rabbits, right?
Yeah.
Because they acknowledge that they're, beings. That they have an individuality.
Yeah.
So how I see it is, maybe you'll have a pet pig. Maybe somebody will have a pet
But
rabbit.
having a pet is okay.
As long as you don't specifically breed them for that purpose. Like if I bring into existence a human so that they can be my friend is wrong, but if I befriend a human, there's no problem. You see what I mean?
But like most of the cats, well, it's another discussion, of course. But most of the dogs nowadays are like brought in existence.
Which
to-
I'm against, yeah.
Okay.
But if you go to a shelter and instead of them being in a cage, you take them home and you take care of them, why would I have a problem with that, right? See what I mean? Like I don't have a problem with human to animal relationships, as long as it's about respecting the animal also, right? Like it's as long as it's not in my interest, as long as it's like, I'm not gonna bring you into existence because I feel lonely. I'm just gonna bring you into existence because you deserve existence. And if you wanna be my friend, let's be friends. If not, I gave you existence, do what you want of it. Just like we would with a child at the end of the day, right? That's what
Yeah.
we do to children. Let me give you a card. I appreciate you
of
stopping
course.
by.
Let me shake your
There's a
hand.
documentary here called Dominion. Do you think you could give that a watch?
Thank you very much. It's a good conversation. Very respectful also.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Thank
Yeah,
you very much.
same.
Have a good day.
Have a good one. Cheers, man. Come on.
Ciao.
You can be vegan and Muslim.
What is your? Do
You have my YouTube channel over there.
Okay, it's over there. Okay, good luck. Eh?
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
cheers. Have a good one. Okay, everyone, that's it. I'm gonna go home. I gotta finish my work and go make some cookies and shit. Well, not cookies. I gotta make my birthday cake. Birthday cake. Chocolate cake. Chocolate cake with blueberries on top. And raspberries. Great question. Oh, James, you put your big boy pants? You put your big boy pants, James? I hope everybody you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the conversations. We've had some pretty good conversations. And even if this person says waste a day, brother, we've had conversations where people never thought about it before. That's not a waste of day. Getting people to think about different perspectives, getting people to understand a different perspective can literally get you to a different point in your life, can change your life forever. I mean, I don't know if these people go vegan, but you don't know if in this position they don't even go even further than that. It doesn't change their life in a different way, right? Like I hope they do go vegan. That's why I'm doing this at the end of the day. And FYI, by the way, I have statistics about my advocacy specifically. Are you bald? I'm almost bald, yeah. I'm 38. I started balding since I was 20. You do the math. It's been 18 years since I've been going bolder and bolder. So yeah, I'm going bald for sure. Eggless cake? Yeah, of course. Why would I oppress an animal when I don't need to, huh? Why would I oppress an animal when I don't need to? It's pretty simple. Yeah, you can make a chia egg, a or a flax egg. 1 tablespoon flax or 1 tablespoon chia and 3 tablespoons of water. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Eggs ain't a presser. So, what's your name again? Darren Newman. Darren Newman. Watch the 3-minute video in my description, the description of this stream. If there's a 3-minute video, you'll understand what I mean about eggs. It takes 3 minutes out of your life. You'll understand what I mean. Because eggs are also oppressive. You just don't know yet. But that's okay. Learn about it. Share the cake. Yeah, B12 but I'll share it. So today I did share my lunch with my members. So if you're a member, you will see more. But for the cake specifically, I'll make a post and I'll share it with everyone. Okay, whether you're a member or not. Thank you, Darren. Just so that you know, that's you know, at the end of the day, you're free to make your own choices. Everybody, we're not here to. We can't restrict your choices, even if you want it. No, we can't restrict your choices. It's just be aware of your choices. Know what you're paying for. Be cognizant of what it is that you're supporting. Don't just blindly follow what somebody told you. Don't just, if your mother told you one thing, just blindly follow it. Don't just blindly follow what I say. Challenge my preconceived notions also. Right? Challenge me. VPM challenges me constantly. Constantly. Sorry, no, constantly. I appreciate it. Somebody says I'm kosher. Exploiting and slaughtering animals in a kosher way, you think it's okay? Come on. Yeah, thank you so much everybody for being here. But before I go, because I'm gonna go now. Constantly, says Renee. Let me show you. I'm just gonna turn this around. Look at how nice the skate ring is. I don't know if you can see the colors and stuff. Look how nice it is. Look at that. All the nice colors. And then there's this little bridge here in the middle. So many people, huh? It's nice. It's the winter is very pretty over here because they put out all those lights and it's just very pretty. Yeah, pretty. Thank you so much everybody for being here. I'll see you in the next one. I don't know what it will be. It will definitely not be tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna take a day off for myself. As I said, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna go climbing, bouldering, and then I'm gonna go to the pool. These are the three things I know I wanna do. We'll see about the rest. Where are you? I'm in Amsterdam. I'm in Amsterdam, Rose. This is in Amsterdam. This is Museumplein, and it's quite pretty, right? This whole thing. It's also it's like a Christmas market, and everybody's just enjoying themselves. There's this little arch. There's the ice skate ring, and when you skate, you can go under this bridge. It's quite nice. It's an artificial bridge that they just built now. Whoa, I zoomed in on my face. Yeah. Very nice you live in Canada. Nice. I guess it's way colder in Canada. Busy day. It's been a busy couple of days. We released a new feature on my stats for We the Free, and it's a game changer. It's a game changing feature. I don't know how much I can talk about it yet. It's only limited availability, so it's only available to us within We the Free right now. But we're hoping from January 1st it will be available even more. We're going to expand availability. It really is going to be a game changer. It's going to be a game changer. Somebody said debate. See you next time, B12. See you next time, Anna. Somebody said debate carefree. Yeah, carefree. Drop a comment in one of my videos or contact me. You have all the methods to contact me. You know, there's a server that I put here that says literally in the description of my stream, there's a server says debate a vegan. Just join that server and says you want to debate me. That's it. Join that server and say you want to debate me. It's as easy as that. I want to give a shout out because on this stream, on this channel, we have a thing where the first person to comment on the stream gets a shout out. So I want to give a shout out to David, the 40-year-old vegan, woohoo, who's doing a great job, by the way. David, 40-year-old vegan, you're doing an amazing job. I'm gonna give you a shout out. That's amazing that you commented first. I think Draculum was second, and I don't know who was third exactly. But I remember that you were first and Draculum was second. It's usually Draculum who wins, but David won this last one, huh? Doesn't happen that often. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. See you in the next one, okay? Probably on Friday. We'll see. I want to come with Sohan also. So the next one, Sohan may be coming. He's a physicist. He's smart, he's pretty, and he's gonna be here with me. I'm not sure exactly when, but he'll be definitely doing activism with me. So if you want to debate me, again, there's a link in the description of the stream. Go, click that link, join that server, and you see the rules there. Just say you want to debate me, or if you want to debate any other vegan, you can, okay? Appreciate everybody being here. I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye.